everyone. Welcome to the Talkoffame podcast. I'm Kylie and today's interview I've been dying to do for a long time. I've been part of the mentorship program for the last couple of months and attended their event they just did like a month or two ago at PNC Field down here in Scranton. It was so fun. And she is Kristen Nett, and Kristen is the founder and president of Wishing, Women's Sports Inspiring the Next Generation, that was founded back in December 2022. So it was pretty new right now, almost basically a year now. It's basically hit up to
Almost,
20th
yeah.
anniversary, so which is crazy. But women's sports helping inspire the next generation, or formerly known as Wishing, is a nonprofit designed to giving women in Title I high school sports opportunities to learn about career in the sports industry. I met Kristen once before for an event my organization was hosting, and now I've been loving everything she's been doing with her organization and what they offer, which is amazing. But I highly recommend signing up for their mentorship program. It's amazing. Totally recommend. So many amazing people. But thank you so much, Kristen, for coming on and taking time out of your busy schedule to come on. I'm super happy to connect with you again.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I love following everything you're doing and excited to chat more about women in sports.
Definitely. Like women in sports is definitely, I know, something that me and you always love for the last couple of years with sports, with everything you're doing and getting involved in sports. It's definitely something that needs to be talked about more, especially for women. But when you founded Wishing back in 2022, like how did you kind of build your nonprofit to help encourage future women in sports? Because it's basically, with being in the sports industry, it's basically all represented with men mostly.
Yeah, so I wanted to start something that would help get more girls in the sports industry and also help try to create equal opportunities for all girls in high school, regardless of like the background they came from or their family socioeconomic status. I wanted everyone to have equal opportunities. So I kind of just put a post out on LinkedIn last November, and asked if any women working in sports would be interested in doing something like that, whether it was a mentorship program or just helping girls learn more about careers and try to encourage them to break into the sports industry. And the LinkedIn post blew up, and now here we are. We're almost a year in. December 15th is our 1 year anniversary.
Ooh.
And we have 152 mentors, so women working in sports across the nation. And then we have 25 high school students like yourself who are involved in the mentorship program.
Yeah, and it's been such an amazing experience so far. Like mentors are such amazing people. I work for Penn State. For me personally, I'm connected with someone from Penn State. So as for me, my family's big Penn State fans, as of course for me from Pennsylvania. So of course makes sense for most Pennsylvanians around here. But in your opinion, with women underrepresented in sports, there's not a lot of women in the sports industry, but recently during 2023, 2024, there's a lot of women making progress in the sports industry for football, baseball, soccer. There's so many things. But in your opinion, why are there not enough women in sports?
Well, I definitely think that, like you said, we've made a lot of strides. There's a lot more women working in um, roles that you would see typically mostly men in. But I think hiring HR personnel and front office staffs are just looking to have a more inclusive front office, and they're really trying to hire and diversify their pool of applicants, because I think women deserve to be in sports. They should have a role in sports. And I just think that if we continue to do things like you're doing, where you're highlighting women in sports, with your podcast and everything that you do, and really encouraging young girls to get into the sports industry, I think we can see even more breakthrough than we've already seen. So hopefully, fingers crossed that things like you're doing, things like Wishing are doing, will continue to help girls get into the sports industry and just learn more about careers to get them interested.
Yeah, 100%. Because of course, with wishing and so many other amazing sports organizations that are existed today, it's really useful to have many voices like yours and everyone that is involved in sports that is women to really speak about sports and what their experiences are. And I see a bunch of influencers talk about it. I'm just like, this is what we need. Like, this is exactly
Mhm.
what we need is people speaking up. Is if people, don't speak up about, oh, we need a lot of women in sports. Oh, men don't want women in sports because they just probably want to meet the players or marry them, like those sort of things. But it's not exactly like that, right?
Yeah. And I think also it's really helped just the media's coverage of women's sports, showing more women's highlights on ESPN and top 10. And,
Mhm.
you have breakthrough athletes like Angel Reese with LSU women's basketball, Caitlin Clark with Iowa women's basketball. Just female athletes receiving more attention too, I think has really helped our society's view of women in the sports industry in general. It has improved it.
It really has. And with
Mhm.
like your mentorship program, you've been like it's been on for a couple months now. We'll go until next year. But what does, the mentorship program teach high school students about sports?
Yeah, so our program is for 11th and 12th grade girls in high school. However, we do have a couple 10th grade girls, which is completely fine too. We just want any girl who's interested in learning more. Each student is matched with three different mentors, so three women working in sports. And we have once a month meetings virtually over Zoom, where students like yourself and our other 24 students are learning about different career paths. They're hearing from prominent women working in sports, and just really using time with their three mentors to hear from their experiences and find out if this is a potential path that they want to go in when they move on from high school, whether that's not going to college and pursuing the sports industry that way or going on to higher education and getting a degree and pursuing the sports industry that way. So we also are hoping to be able to provide job shadowing opportunities for our students coming up here within the next few months. So, and then our last big component is scholarships. We want to award our students who are seniors scholarships if they're looking to go on to higher education to pursue a career in sports.
Ooh, I love it. Like that's so many amazing things that wishing is doing in such a short year. Like that's like really shows how many people really want to be in sports and are willing to learn.
Support women in sports too, which is cool. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. And what type of opportunities like do the mentees learn from the program? Like I know like you said they learn about different career in sports, but what kind of opportunities will they get with their mentors and everything like that?
Yeah, so we actually, I know one of our students and mentors got to meet in person a couple of months ago because one of our mentors held a women in sports night. She works for a sports team, and then her student mentee came out to the night. So that was really cool. We're trying to connect our students with people in their area because our program is mostly virtual. So, like, for example, we held the event with the rail riders, the
Mhm.
team near your hometown, and trying to connect students with people in person too as well. So just a lot of different opportunities to hear from women working in sports and hopefully be able to gain hands-on experience because we don't want to just talk about what it's like to work in sports. We want to give people that actual opportunity.
Because if like with the Rare Rise event, it was a great experience. But everyone, of course, it's like a networking event that you guys held the Rare Rise, but also really getting out and being like, okay, what do you want to do in sports? Like, do you want to pursue a sport? Like what career or sport do you want to pursue? Like, it really was a perfect way to connect with people. The railroaders I already knew, but haven't seen in months. Of course, they're in off season. You rarely see anybody in the baseball season unless you work in front office. So it really was a perfect way to connect with many people and having those in person events rather than virtual really helps make people kind of more connected in many ways, connecting about sports.
Yeah, and I think when people think of working in sports, they think of, working for a specific team. Like, for example, I used to work for the Royals, some minor league baseball teams, but the sports industry is so big. There's so many things you can do, whether that's working like with Nike, like what I'm doing now, Special Olympics, sports marketing firms or agencies. There's just a ton of different options, and you can't really know what you like until you try it. So that's what we're trying to give our high school students.
And if people are kind of interested in signing up or want to learn more, how can they sign up?
Yes, they can email wishingmentors@gmail.com. So just wishing, WISHING, mentors, MENTORS @gmail.com. And it's a very short application. You just have to be a girl in high school interested. It's not like you're for sure know you want to be in sports. It's just if you have a general interest. Because we do teach other skills and hope to give mentorship in other ways besides just, careers in sports. So I think there's a lot of skills you can learn from our mentorship program that will be applicable even if you're a student who decides they don't want to go on to a career in sports. So
Yeah.
yeah, just shoot us an email and we'll send you a short application and get you connected and started.
Yeah, I totally recommend signing up. It is, you know, like it's a program where you basically dedicate like a little time out of your schedule to connect with your mentors and but it's something that it's really worth your time and getting the experience with other people and connecting with other people in sports in your area or in different states. Of course, like you said, there's over 100 mentors and 25 mentees in the program. So it really is definitely worth it for next couple months and really connecting and learning more about sports. But for you, with it being a woman in sports, like worked in minor league baseball teams and a founder and everything, like what does it mean to you to be a woman in sports?
I think women bring a lot of unique traits and experiences to their work and their positions and can bring a lot of creativity and new ideas maybe that haven't been thought of before. So I think just being a woman in sports is that being a contributor and a leader, but also paving the way for young girls who I was once in their shoes. I want
Mhm.
young girls to look up to me and be able to hope to one day be able to either whether that's working in sports or not working in sports. I just hope that I have maybe taught something or left a positive impact on them. So I think that's what being a woman working in sports means to me.
That is such a great way to explain it. Because of course, with being a woman in sports, you are paving the way for future women in sports. Because of course, with working with the Rare Riders, there is so many people that are just loving being a person in sports. And of course, with women in sports side, the Rare Riders, like a couple months ago, I heard a couple of people be like, "Oh my gosh, can I join the team? Like, I want to be part of the Rare Riders." And then once I heard those things, I'm like, this is what it's all about. Like just having
Yeah.
those in-person network events and learning, oh, this is what the position looks like. If you want to join, we have anything open for you. Like it's really just having those opportunities and really paving the way to helping other people that are new. And you probably more have more experience in position, but can help other people is just something that is rewarding in your job. It really is the most perfect thing they can ever imagine.
Yeah, for sure.
But like how did you kind of get your first, start off in the sport industry? Like how did you kind of get your start?
Yeah, so another reason that I kind of wanted to start wishing too was because I felt like I had no idea what I wanted to do. In college, I switched my major like 4 times, I think. And I just felt like I didn't have a lot of career exploration opportunities when I was in high school. So I wanted to also give back in that way with helping people feel more confident about what they're going to do with their life and give them more experience. But I got a job with the athletic department at the University of Nebraska. That's where I went to college. And just my love, I had always loved sports growing up, and got that job and loved the environment, the fast-paced environment, the energy and excitement behind it. So knew I wanted to work in sports, but I just didn't know in what career field or capacity. And I didn't know all the different career fields that there were in sports. But then I found out about community relations or community engagement in sports. Pretty much every sports team or entity business has a foundation of some sorts that they use to give back. So that's kind of where I knew I wanted to go into. So I got an internship with a minor league baseball team, ended up getting a full-time job, and then got my first major league job with the Royals. And then now I work for Special Olympics Kansas doing community engagement. So I've always been in community engagement because I love using my skills to help others and impact the community.
And that's something me and you can connect on because with me, I always loved and had a passion for community relations for some reason. Because of course, with helping the players really kind of make a difference in the community, interact with people getting involved. I don't know why, but it's something that is different about community relations that hits, I don't know for you as well, but hits to me varieties and other things like sales, marketing, like and there's so many things and thing like you can get involved in, but like community relations is just something about it that this makes you just love it so much in a way.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great. And Krista, with the Rail Riders, I'm sure has been great for you to learn from, and hopefully you can get a lot of experience there in the summers to come with
Oh
community.
yeah, Chris is honestly one of the best people ever. Like
Nice.
she's just amazing with what her job and everything she's doing. But of course, with having opportunities in sports, a lot of opportunities are usually towards men because, of course, to experience sports knowledge, because of course, men are very much sports fans mostly. But why should, in your opinion, a woman should have an opportunity in sports?
Kind of like I said earlier, just because men and women are so different and we bring so many different and unique things to the table. I think women can bring a lot of their skills and backgrounds and experience as being a woman to sports and change it for the better. So that's why I think everyone, including women, should have an opportunity in sports. But also diversifying the sports industry even more, such as gaining more women of color in the sports industry. That's something that Wishing also really wants to strive to do as well.
With especially a women of color in sports history, like everyone's always looking to seeing people like them in different variety of ways, especially on television, that's a problem. And also in sports, everyone's always looking for someone to really find someone like themselves in a way. So it's
For
just
sure.
see someone that's a woman of color or in community relations or just doing some like a job that you always want to do. It really kind of strives young girls and people in college to really be like, oh, this person reminds me of me. Can I do that?
Mhm.
Like this is
Great point.
really a lot of people think to themselves, oh, can I do that even if I'm a person of color or a different skin tone? Like it really something depending on your skin tone, a lot of women themselves they have the color of their skin, but it's really no matter what skin or how old you are, you still get the same opportunities as any other human.
Yeah, and actually another point, just my job working with Special Olympics, I've really started to change my mind frame too and think about just including people of all abilities as well. So even those with intellectual disabilities, those with Down syndrome, all abilities, being able to see themselves working in careers in sports and be and have representation too. Um, so that's something I've really been thinking about lately too, as I've had this new role with Special Olympics.
I love that. And I see that your Wishing's mission is to inspire the next generation of women in sports. But in your opinion, like how can we inspire the next generation of sports? Especially women.
Yeah, that's a great question. I think by giving them opportunities, showing them that they can do it, and like you said, seeing someone who looks like them, representation, just like we said before too. Um, but I think just really being able to inspire passion too. And I think that's what me, my leadership team, all the mentors in wishing are really passionate about, is helping people and helping them, inspire them to show them that they can do whatever they want. And then lastly, breaking down barriers of people being able to achieve what they want. So for example, costs, money, financial, transportation, access to technology. So we want to think about all those things when we're thinking of inspiring the next generation of young girls, so that everyone is kind of on the equal playing field. And that's our kind of our slogan, leveling the playing field for all women. So that's something really important to think about too, breaking down barriers that can prevent someone from achieving their goals.
Yeah, that is literally a perfect way to approach it because, of course, with someone that you are trying to make a difference on in sports, like everyone's always looking for inspiration for something. And to really have someone in sports be like, oh, like I need someone to look like me, or there's not a lot of female sports movies. It's mostly men's sports movies. And to really inspire the next generation by doing what you're doing in sports, or even watch a female sports movie. There's not a lot, but like A
Mm.
League of Their Own, it's my favorite movie of all time. Like watching that movie made me want to be a person in sports. It made me okay. Oh, I want to be a person in sports, playing basically running around bases in a dress skirt. I did it in the 50s, like it really does like make a big difference inspiring next people by the way you see and really do things.
For sure, showing, yeah, and showing that women can do anything. So,
Yeah, and the last thing I have for you is what is some advice for future women that are interested in working for sports?
yes. So the first thing, join wishing. We'll get you connected and hopefully get you connected with a network for as long as you'd like. Again, email wishingmentors@gmail.com if you're a high school girl interested. Um, we're also trying to look for ways to help college students as well and connect with them, especially because we know a lot of girls in college who are working in sports or majoring in sports know that that's what they want to go on and do. So we are looking for ways to help college students as well. So keep on the lookout for that, everyone. But I think just really reaching out, not being afraid to connect with sports teams in your area. If you're in a more rural area in the United States, reaching out to other cities, seeing if you can set up informational interviews, see if you can job shadow. I think people are really scared to reach out because they're afraid of rejection, but I know anytime someone reaches out to me via LinkedIn, I'm always happy to meet with them, do whatever I can to help them out. So not being afraid to reach out and network, and also hopefully attend some wishing events that will help you along in your career as well.
Yeah, that's some good advice. I love everything you said, and definitely check out Wishing and everything they have to offer. I totally recommend, not just because I do like a men's like the mentee program, but yeah, the way I do love everything you're doing, and their mission is amazing and making such a difference for future women in sports. And but thank you so much for Kristen for coming on and chatting about Wishing and everything you're doing. You're making such a difference for women in sports, and everything you're doing with them is awesome. And I can't thank you enough for everything you're doing. And I really appreciate you coming on and taking the time. And thank you everyone for listening. I hope everyone enjoys the rest of their day, night, morning, whatever you are. Hope you enjoy it. And thank you, Kristen, again for coming on.
Yeah, and thank you. You are doing so many great things for young girls and really paving the way too and helping empower women. So keep up the good work. And yeah, you're so young and it's really inspiring to see what you're doing too. I
Thank
love
you
it.
so much. And that means so much. I love it. And thank you again and have a great rest of your day.
Bye.
Bye.